It's space weather. Sunday special addendum. Looking at data, but especially looking at some seriously nerd science stuff. SpaceWeatherNews.com is suggesting that the X-ray flux has had a tiny uptick. Look at that tiny uptick right there. It's tiny. It's still an uptick. Alright, so phi angles all over the place. We have no significant coronal hole connection. Solar wind densities drop back down, and as predicted, the solar wind speed has gone back up. See that right there? What is that, about 430? Something like that. Standard coronal hole wind stream. We're getting some weird spikes in the magnetometer. Keep an eye on that. And the KP is up to 3. And the electron flux, keep an eye on that too. That is all over the place. The electron flux is fluxed. And the F2 ionosphere layer is looking actually quite anomalous. Almost like there's an electron deficit. Now, let's talk about some things besides the normal stuff. Here's our ultimate EMF detector. Oh, it's on the side. Anyway, look, we're measuring microtesla right there. That's the Earth's actual magnetic field. Highly suggest that you download this. Been using it for months and it works great. Just type in Ultimate EMF Detector, download it, it's totally free. It measures various different electromagnetic fields. Do some citizen science, do your part, etc. Now, let's look at some weather phenomenon. We're looking at the NASA GOES visible satellite, and we noticed some what we refer to as fluxed-ass clouds. This is the coast of North Carolina. And for all of you who are out there thinking that somebody's spraying chemicals in the air out of commercial airlines, which is creating these lines of parallel clouds in the sky, think again. Okay? If you're looking at these clouds forming here, and these clouds in the ocean here, and you think that those are man-made in any way, as opposed to water vapor and electromagnetic fields interacting, then you need to take a physics class. Like, seriously. You think planes are making those? Chemtrails aren't real. Moving on. Let's talk about the Boötes Void. You want to talk about some weird stuff in the universe? Let's talk about the Boötes Void. Now, this area in space is gigantic. This should contain about 2,000 galaxies. However, it only appears to contain 60 galaxies. Want to hear about some weird stuff in the universe? The Boötes Void. 330 million light years in diameter. Almost 0.3% of the entire observable universe. 236,000 megaparsecs in volume. It's one of the largest known voids. And it's pretty weird. There are 60 galaxies in there. Read all about it. We're going to leave a link. Now, let's talk about some more stuff. NASA released a ridiculous article on October 17th, 2018. The title is Magnetic Fields May Be the Key to Black Hole Activity. Aw, NASA, you're cute. Who in their right mind was not already aware that magnetic fields may be a key to black hole activity? That is the most ridiculous notion. Seriously, anybody who's been studying astronomy for 5 minutes or in the 3rd grade either already knows this or ought to know this. And if they don't, then they don't understand the physics. Anyway, apparently, parallel jets provide astronomers with some of the most powerful evidence that a supermassive, quote, black hole, end quote, lurks in the heart of most galaxies. They have these weird names for condensed matter at NASA. They call these things black holes, and neutron stars, and quark stars, and all kinds of things that are just different versions of activity of condensed matter. Anyway, the article's very short. I think it's just a way to promote this artist's rendition of a black hole, quote, accretion disk, end quote, another thing that doesn't really exist, which does work on itself in the thermodynamically implausible minds of certain astronomers and cosmologists. Moving on to other science nerding. Actually, we're not moving on to any kind of science nerding, because that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you visit the Boötes Void, please tell me what's going on there. And we will also leave links to the music involved in this video, because, of course, it is original. Remember, on your way to listening to quality tunes, don't drink. And if you drink, listen to quality tunes anyway.